I just don't want to pay that fee. I got a $22 flight. The carry-on bag was $30. The check bag was $35. And I don't want to pay that. I got a $22 flight to Rome, and I want it to stay $22. Okay, it's about 2 o'clock. I'm headed out. My flight is at 8, and I want to get some things done. My pack is overloaded with stuff, so I got to play the game to get on the airplane tonight. Play the game to get on the airplane. So Wizz Air should be pretty easy, but you never know. So got a hoodie I'm gonna wear, put a couple other pieces of clothing on, make my bag go through a little easier, things like that. But yeah, it's all about playing the game. And with these new carry-on restrictions, I just don't want to pay that fee. I got a $22 flight. The carry-on bag was $30. The check bag was $35. And I don't want to pay that. I got a $22 flight to Rome, and I want it to stay $22. So I'm going to try and go get my pants fixed. If not, they're probably going to go in the trash. Maybe. Not sure yet. So that's the bus schedule. There's the price. Any questions? There you go. I go back and forth on taking the bus or taxi. Taxis are usually almost always under 30 from this area, but not always. And yeah, it just depends. So $4 or $30, you don't save a lot of time if you time the bus right. It is more comfortable. It's a push, many days, but I got time to kill and I'm not in a hurry, and so may as well save the money and spend it on a meal or something. So I'm just tired, just very, very tired. So I'll get on the bus and probably go to sleep. Well, that was too easy. Nice comfy ride. I love how the sun hits the mountains like that. But anyway, I'm gonna go inside, do all the administrative stuff about flying, right? So I just love crowds. But airport's super easy. It's a lot less of a disaster zone than it was, but I think part of that's just my timing. And I still have like 4 hours for my flight, so no rush. Well, check-in was super easy too. They looked at my bag, kind of shrugged their shoulders, didn't give me any hard time, so pretty happy about that. The real danger carrying a bag at the limit is when you get to the gate, but I think I'll be able to slide through, so we'll see what happens. But I didn't even check my seat. I did the random seat, and the only thing left open when I looked was emergency row, so I'm probably sitting center in the emergency row. Not going to be happy about that, but it's an hour-and-a-half flight, BFD. It's going to be after sunset, no view, so no worries. And I'll look at tomorrow's seat tonight when I check in, but yeah, I'm just flying on the cheap, and a seat was going to be, the cheapest seat was €16, and I paid $22 for the flight, so yeah, that's not happening. Not happening. Okay, I went for a little salad. It's about 5 o'clock, I believe. No, it's about 6 o'clock. And chicken salad was $8.90 lek. I don't remember how much that was. Actually, I got a receipt right here. but they changed it to euro. So the salad and the espresso was 11.2 euro, 10.70 in Lek. But if you pay with card, they use euro. A little pro tip: if you're leaving Albania, nope, I've never found anybody outside Albania that buys Lek. So exchange all your money. And my opinion is exchange it before you get to the airport. I haven't had a good exchange experience at the airport, both with ATMs and with a little exchange booth. I usually get much better in town. But I will say 2025, the ATM fees in Albania are just going through the roof. Most of them are charging, that I've found and used, are charging 6 to 8. One was 11, I think 11.5 Lek, so not 11.5, 1,100 Lek, 1,105.50 or whatever it is. Yeah, so the exchange rates are killing the dollar, and then the ATM fees are killing the dollar. So, you know, sort it out, but just be aware that, you know, I'm paying almost $10 for an ATM fee every time I hit an ATM, and that adds up quick, especially with the dollar being so low. Well, things are definitely changing here in Albania, so most of the salad's just the white bitter parts of it. I'm done with it. The cheese, chicken, and corn on top was great. The tiny bit of dressing was okay. I tasted the oil. It tastes rancid. I don't know. I'm not a big oil guy, but yeah, this is just kind of the dregs of salad, and definitely not worth the 10 euro. I shouldn't even be eating the corn, right? But still a bit hungry. Definitely won't be going back here. Won't be stopping here again. But it is what it is. It's an airport. You know, what are you gonna do? Live and learn. I should have brought food with me. I said that last time I was here. I was just too tired and out of it. Get food downtown. But, you know, that's a typical, right? I don't know. I'm a big believer, always bring food to the airport. It's just a smart thing to do, even if you don't eat it. Grab some sandwiches or something and just bring it with you. So one of these days I'll take my own advice and I'll be a happier person. Until then, I'll just keep rambling. Okay, it's 9 o'clock. We're finally boarding. It doesn't really matter much to me. Probably take off an hour late, but you know, I've got a 7:30 flight with no hotel, 7:30 a.m. so 5 a.m. show. So give me 5 hours to sit around a hotel on a bench somewhere. Not a bad thing to save, $250 on the hotel, and I gotta look up how much a more direct or more convenient flight would have cost. See if I'm actually saving money, but we'll see. It's gonna be a long night. I'm already exhausted. So we stood outside for 2 hours, like literally.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard the Swiss flight.
Okay, well, I made it to Rome Airport and super happy. Found a little place, Kimbo's Cafe. I didn't find it, I was directed to it. Super incredibly nice, like customs people. You know, so like there's not supposed to be any transfers, international transfers. And they let me come through so I don't punch into Schengen and lose 2 days off my 90-day recharge. So yeah, super nice and super helpful. Told me exactly where to go, where to hang out, and I found it super easy. So very excited about this. It's not the best options. I'm sure the food isn't the best. I'm sure the coffee isn't going to be available, but I've got a Long wait. Long wait. I got about 7 hours. So I'm going to grab some snacks and wait in this super long line and get some food. But what else are you going to do? Right? Okay, that line took forever. They all had vouchers, so they're all trying to spend every last penny of the voucher. And it was just insane. And once the voucher people were gone, the line disappeared almost instantly. So let's do a little shopping report from the Rome airport. The mistake was I was starving. Never go shopping for food when you're starving. So let's start with a little Lunchable, Italian style. We got some cheese, some bread, and some salami. I thought they were closing, but they don't close. So I didn't really need to buy all the extra snacks, but I thought they were closing. I'd be on my own. So, and I want to stay up and get some work done. So this Lunchable, I'm believing it is I think it's this one for €3.99. And then this is the salami, I believe the salami, so that's €3.29, just a bunch of salamis. Now these guys, this same company makes a chocolate that's got espresso in it, and I thought that's what these are, but these are actually like little cups of espresso. There's 3 of them in there, and these are 2 at $3.20 a piece. So basically for $1.06 or whatever, you get a little shot of espresso, and you even get a mini paper straw. So that is cool. This I just had to try pomegranate and raspberry milk. This was $3.99. Water was $2.90. Not bad for water in the airport. Gotta love that. $2.90. And then I got a pizza. I've already eaten a little pizza. This is amazing pizza. I've had all kinds of pizza the last few weeks, and this is spectacularly good. And it was expensive. It was €7.50 for a piece of pizza, but it is amazing. Super. It's not just that it's after midnight. It's actually like really good pizza. But I'm at the Rome airport, so what do you expect, right? That's what you expect. You expect the best pizza. Anyway, all told, oh man, €30, €28, but yeah, pricey. Don't go shopping when you're hungry, especially in the middle of the night. Just don't do it. I probably will buy another one of these waters for the flight though, because that's a good deal on water at the airport, and I've got a long flight, so well, not a long flight, I shouldn't say that, it's 3 hours, but for me lately that's a long flight. A lot of my flights have been under an hour lately, so I almost slept the whole way here, but not quite. So anyway, that's what I got going. I'm gonna sit down and work on some videos. What a pain in the ass. So I'm trying to use Wizz Air, and I go to the website, I check in, I do all that, everything's great, but it won't download the damn boarding pass. So I go on chat, and of course you got to talk to the AI for like 20 minutes before they say, okay, we'll get you to a real person, tell us how you're feeling, and how's your big toe doing, or whatever the hell they're asking. Just the stupidest thing Wizz Air does. So I get a hold of chat, and the chat's like, well, I need a confirmation code. I go back to get the confirmation code, and he signs me out of chat, because you got to go back, and it bounces you out of the website every time. And it's like, what do you want me to do? Scribble the confirmation code on my hand, or memorize it, or it's just the silliest thing in the world. And why can't they just make shit that works? Why is it gotta be so hard? Why is everything always a hassle? It's a joke. Just a pure joke. And the funny thing is, like, I get Wizz Air's cheap, I get Wizz Air's this and that, but 99% of the problems I see with Wizz Air, it's just bad management. It's just lazy, rude people that don't want to do any better because they have no good reason to do better. So now, I bought a water for the plane. I gotta throw that away. Bought some snacks for the plane. Those aren't gonna make it through customs. And then now I've got to go back through immigration, and then back through immigration, and it's just a joke. Just a pure and utter joke. Well, this is a total shit show, trying to figure out how to get the hell out of here. So first you have to walk through the mall to get turned around and walk back through the mall, go to gate 11, and then it's literally like kilometers just to get out of here. And I can't imagine. I've been walking for literally stepping it out for half an hour steady, and it's like, what a joke. What a joke. There's a sign that says exit finally, but and then when you go back, I gotta go back through customs, immigration, all that other shit, security. And then after all that, you have to go back and walk through the damn mall again. It's like a full-size mall you gotta walk through. It's just a joke. Okay, so official taxi, limo, bus. Where's check-in for departures? Oh man, this place is crazy. Yeah, this map, I don't know who made this map, but I can't say it's very useful. Can't say it's very useful. Maybe for, I don't know. I don't see anything that says departures. There it is. Small little sign on the left. Now I gotta go walk another 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, whatever. Back through all this. Oh man, what a joke. What a complete utter joke. Wizz Air never fails. Let me get all hot and stinky and sweaty. Now I've got to go deal with crowds, where before I just had to make it to the gate. I'm so excited. Switching at 5 in the morning, why they're switching over to 11 a.m. departure instead of keeping it at the current time makes no sense to me. And now I've got to watch an ad to figure out where I need to go, because they can't keep it up on the current departure time. They want to tell you about 11 a.m. when it's 5 a.m. I don't think anybody is here 6 hours early to check in, because you can't check in more than a few hours before you're boarding. There we go. So I don't even see mine. There it is. 157. 157. On that way. What a joke. And of course, there's a long ass line, right? Always a long ass line. So that's security, and then watch. Look at this mall we have to walk through. It's a total pain in the ass. Zip up my bag. And of course, you gotta come make the horseshoe bend, right? And they've got all the little automatic checkers. And no, you are not done yet. You are not done yet, because now you need to navigate the second mall. And here's where it gets insidious, is they don't tell you what your gate is. So you could be at 1, you could be at 61. You just have to wait. And they stretch it all out with these stupid stores. Like, who's gonna buy a Rolex at the airport? If you're buying a Rolex at the airport, man, I thought I was dumb. But hey, who knows, man? Who knows? And the great little cafe I had over in A is no longer here. But you know, how far do you go from 1 before you? Just saying, right? You don't want to go too far because you may have to backtrack. It's just a joke. Look at all these. Downstairs, it's the same thing. Just welcome to Rome. It's officially one of my least favorite airports. Unquestionably. But yeah, I'm gonna put this right up there with LAX just because the amount of walking you have to do to get nowhere. To get nowhere, you gotta walk. It's a joke. Anyway, ironically, I thought my little cafe was over on A, and it's not. It's right here. So, right back where I started. Hour and a half later, a good hour later. Lost my table with the charging point. All those tables are taken. But, hey, it is what it is. Part of this cafe is they say to leave all your junk on your tables, and then they don't have anybody out cleaning tables. So there you go. Okay, well, drama's over. I got my new boarding pass and I got plenty of time. It's just always when that shit hits, like, you just, go full speed ahead and then coast when you can, but you never want to get stuck behind the 8 ball. So as soon as I identified that problem, just go after it full speed ahead. But this was really good. It's more like a yogurt than a milk kefir. I don't know what that is, but it's kind of like a liquid yogurt, but tasted super good. And then I got 2 waters for the plane, and I got breakfast. One thing about like the whole no sleep thing is I tend to eat a whole lot more, just constantly end up eating or snacking or whatever, but yeah, so it wasn't so bad. I dozed on off and on a little bit. I didn't get any work done, just watched a couple of videos, current affairs and one educational, but nothing exciting. Everybody's all up in arms over this Pakistan-India thing. I don't know, like, whatever, we'll see what happens. I'll get excited in a few weeks if it merits it, but I'm gonna dig in on this. She put it in the heater, and this is still ice cold. That's a big old slab of mozzarella. So, I don't know. It's good mozzarella. I got about an hour before I'm gonna start looking for the gate, and looks like I have an aisle seat, which will be nice. So breakfast in Italy, lunch, and see what happens at the hotel. Had a lot of drama with the hotel. I've never had drama with a Hilton until this one, so we'll see what happens. But that was some good mozzarella. Like, It's got that beef jerky effect where I'm just chewing on it. I don't want to let it go. Yep, I'll see you in a while. Well, sun's up on the plane, ready to go to the next leg.
No, vabbè.
So everything's going smoothly. It's funny watching people board planes, so man, they have the hardest time and no sense of urgency. So it's fun.